everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of our weekly Attack on Titan final season discussion videos. Today we're here to talk a little bit episode 4, but before we get to the video properly, we do gotta address some things right away. Number one, as you could probably see on your screen, you're probably thinking, what's up with this? Long story short, Japan might or may not be taking content creators to small claims court for using stuff in videos. Even thumbnails is a bit scary. I'll go into it in a update video down the line, but this is stuff you should worry about next season. Just wanted to give you guys a quick preview of what that's gonna look like, because for the rest of the video, you'll be getting your screenshots like usual. Just wanted to show you guys what it looks like, get some feedback, see what you guys think, because again, these videos are mostly like lo-fi stuff to put in another tab, but if you want something on screen, something nice, you know, aesthetically pleasing. 2. Here is your gold star. You got yourself a gold star for last week, hitting the like goal. If you guys want to get another gold star next week, I'm gonna need to see 200 likes on this week's video, and I will gift you your next gold star in next week's video. And third, this is a series that is political in nature. You know, Attack on Titan has some issues that, you know, tend to lean more on the politicky side, and that's definitely not a thing that I am really well equipped to talk about. Not a very political person. Just kind of calls it like I sees it. Not a very political guy. When it comes to Attack on Titan, the things that I enjoy from Titan are the characters and the action, and I really enjoy the anti-war message. I appreciate the message that war bad, and in light of recent events, I feel like that message could not be more important. So I just wanted to say that if anybody feels uncomfortable watching or discussing Titan in light of recent events, I feel like as Titan fans and people who discuss sort of, you know, people who discuss the more political side of the show, I would certainly hope understand those standpoints, or even if people just need to take a week off, that's totally fine, completely respect. But I just wanted to address that, yes, this show might be a little bit uncomfortable nowadays in light of recent events, and I just wanted to address that and remind everyone that the point of Attack on Titan is anti-war. And I think that's a message that most of the planet agrees with. But with that said, let's go ahead and talk about episode 24. Enough about the awkwardness. Let's actually jump into it. So, there's a lot that happened this week. There's quite a bit. My brain was a bit scattershot because there was so much going on. The rumbling does seem to be leaving Paradise, which is nice. I am curious how the Titans are going to cross the sea. I guess they're big enough that the sea won't really matter much. Yeah. But that's not really what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is, of course, the reunions that we get this week and the resolution with Connie and all that stuff. But as I'm sure I'm showing on screen because I just have to be that guy, remember last week when I was talking smack about Flock and some of you guys got real salty talking all this, oh, you just didn't understand his character. Oh, you have to have a level 300 IQ intellect to understand the deep, complicated, in whatever the fuck understanding that is Flock Forster. You have to truly understand his mind. Dude, I'm gonna say something that I can't believe I'm gonna say. Flock's not real, so you can't blow him. Sorry. You can talk him up as much as you want in my comments. Look, don't get me wrong. And you know what? Honestly, bad taste. Because if it's gonna be anybody, it should be Erwin, even Levi. Flock, kinda sad. Not gonna lie. Judging you. You know, of all the dudes you could be banging, that's kind of the last guy on the list. I'm just saying. No, but you keep doing you, by all means. Because I can tell you right now, Jean ain't gonna be hanging out with him, so, you know, you're gonna be one actual good character short. Oh, snap! No, I'm kidding. So something I should address, because again, if you can't tell, last week I talked smack about Flock, because Flock is the worst. And people were like, oh, how could you not like Flock? Flock is so much better than all these other characters. First of all, no, he's not. Second of all, never said he was, like, poorly written. Never said that. Literally never said that. In the entire video. Not once did I say, Flock is a poorly written character. Literally never said that. I do think that the other characters are better written, but Flock is one of the best written characters in the thing. It's just this is a series with a lot of really amazingly well-written characters. That's just kind of the territory when it comes to something penned by Isayama. So, not sure where all the hate came from. The point of his character is to be an annoying twat, and if you agree with him, or if you find him fucking relatable, which some of you did, embarrassing. You should feel bad about yourself. So there's that. That was, man, jeez. Did not understand that. Yeah, never said Flock was a bad character. Judging by this episode, though, I am going to reiterate what I guess maybe I should have made clear, because apparently some people just didn't get it. It's hilarious that these people with the 300 level IQ could not understand the fact that just because I dislike a character, like his personality, because he's meant to be fucking obnoxious, doesn't mean that he's poorly written. Apparently I needed to spell that out, because this week, again, he's an incredibly written character. I just find him to be a twat, like most people do. He's literally many people's worst boy in the series, and worst boy does not indicate poorly written boy. Anyway, keep being high-level intellects, you Flock fans, and why don't you go flock together and hop over to, I don't know, some distant corner of the universe so you never have to bother anybody again. Jeez, you guys are worse than, like, My Hero fans. And I say that having interacted with a lot of crazy My Hero fans, and I say that as a My Hero fan myself, to be fair. I am annoying. I admit this. I'm fucking annoying. I'm super annoying. Before anybody tries to be like, you're annoying too. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. I just calls it like I sees it, remember? I know my own kind. Anyway, Flock this week got embarrassed, and I just wanted us to soak it in. I just wanted us to take a moment to notice that Flock got embarrassed by Sean, and it was great. And it was awesome. We didn't even lose Yelena and Anya Capone. It was freaking great, because Anya Capone's one of my favorite characters. And Jean is probably in my top 5. So seeing them, like, embarrass Flock, and Flock being like, what was this? You're betraying us? And Jean's like, nah, I missed. Crazy. And then Jean, like, pushes Flock out of the way, and Flock's like, oh, did Jean save me? No, you just got tricked, my guy, because the thing is, Flock, everyone in the show also thinks you're annoying. That's because you are. Anyway, enjoy your weird-ass fascist regime, my guy. But yeah, also cannot stand the fact that everybody says the Shinzo Sasageo. Do not use my husbando's words for your creepy little cult. Please don't do that. Don't appreciate that. But yeah, I just wanted us to take a moment to really soak in that Flock got embarrassed, and it was great. It was wonderful, and I hope that everybody who's a Flock fan was really upset, because it just made me happy. Anyway, moving on. Definitely just got dislike bombed, and that's fine. But again, as usual, if you enjoyed my Flock rants, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, because the Flock fans are definitely going to be hitting that thumbs down. So yeah, again, even if you're a Flock fan, I hope that you do find these funny. I did see a good number of comments who were taking a lot of these, a lot of my obnoxious I hate Flock stuff in stride. I appreciate you guys. The people who enjoy Flock, who just find him obnoxious, which I do too. People think like I dislike when Flock's on screen, and it's like, no, I love to hate him. I don't understand what part of that is not clear. When he's on screen, I'm like, yes, I can't wait to make fun of him, call him every name under the sun, and feel good about it. You know what I mean? Like, he's a character that you're supposed to not like. It blows my mind that people think you're supposed to like this guy. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Connie and Armin. This was so good. Like, because we've been hanging out with Armin for like a little bit now, and knowing that Armin feels as though he's not worthy to be Erwin's successor, right? Doesn't feel like he's living up to that role, and I understand his concerns and I understand his fears, you know, like he doesn't feel like he really lives up to Erwin, because Erwin is a leader the likes of which I don't think like Paradise will ever see again. He truly is like the stuff of legends, and even if we're just talking about Attack on Titan's characters, like I think Erwin's one of the best written. And when it comes to like some of my favorite characters in all of anime, Erwin is like amazing. He's definitely like one of, if he's in my top 5 husbandos of all time, just because like, damn. But he's great, and obviously he's a tough act to follow. Whereas Armin is my son, and I love and appreciate this boy. And I feel like Armin forgets that he has that very same heart that Erwin does, in the sense that he has a big heart, he cares a lot, but he's also willing to take that heart and turn it icy cold when he needs to. And he does that, and shows Connie, like, essentially, like, the error of his ways by being like, okay, Connie, you want somebody for your mom to eat so she can, you want a Titan shifter for your mom to eat so she can come back. Got it. I'll do it. And I was like, oh my god, Armin! No! Like, I was literally screaming. I was screaming, my babies! I was like, no, not Armin! And then Connie jumps and I'm like, not Connie! Like, just, not Falco! Oh no! And Gabby has to stand there and watch this. It's so funny, by the way. I mentioned this before, and I did see this comment. I just didn't get to respond to it. Somebody said, like, what's one of the things that you've been enjoying during your rewatch with Stella? And it's Gabby. Watching Gabby, like, from the beginning again, I'm like, ooh, Gabby was the worst, right? You remember how awful Gabby was? And to see where she is now, I'm like, damn, Gabby, good character, right? Great character. But Gabby being there like, Falco, right? I'm like, go get him, Gabby, right? And I was like, let's go. I can't believe I'm a Gabby fan now. It's so funny, too, because I have to, like, masquerade like I really hate her still. When I'm watching it with Stella, it's so weird, because I'm like, yeah, Gabby sucks. And I'm like, I feel like I'm a character in Titan now, where I'm like a double agent, where I'm like, yeah, Gabby's the worst, right? Gabby sucks. Oh, she's awful, right? And because I'm waiting for that moment where Stella's gonna be, because Stella's also like, yeah, Gabby's the worst, and I'm waiting for that moment where Stella's gonna be like, actually, you know what, Gabby's kind of cool. It's like, yeah, Gabby is kind of cool, right? Like, Gabby's kind of sick. Gabby's kind of got that like 360 no scope MLG type skills, you know. Unfortunately, that didn't really come handy here. But fortunately, what did is Armin to the rescue in a way like emulating something that I feel like Erwin would have absolutely have done. Showing that while yes, Armin struggles, he is a good, solid replacement for Erwin. I do feel like Armin has the same skills and the same wits that Erwin had and might actually be able to turn the tide in some way. And I also love this for Connie as well. Connie, I'm not gonna lie, I was worried about my boy like going dark side, and I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I was very nervous for him, but he ended up really reminding me why he's like one of my favorites. Like in my top 5, like my top 5 are like Erwin, like my top 5 is Erwin, Levi, and then Connie, Sasha, Jean, right? And then Marco is my 6th favorite. And everyone's always like, Marco? Yes, Marco. But like I like the characters who aren't like, you know, like you are so important and the most important person in the universe and blah blah blah, right? Like, mind you, those are some of my other favorites. Like, you know, like the rest of the list is literally like Eren, Mikasa, Armin, who are super important, and then Historia, right? Like, you know, I like a lot of these characters. Actually, no, Hanji and then Historia. But like, breaking into the top 10 is very hard when it's Titan and I like literally almost all the characters, and the one character who I really hate is a character that is fun to hate, you know what I mean? So like, an amazing cast, right? So it's one of those shows where I have like 1,000 favorites, but Jean, Sasha, and Connie are characters who are in my top 3 because those 3 just kind of like, by the time we get into like seasons 2 and 3, they kind of feel like a trio at that point, you know? Like they're sort of like the regular guys. So Connie in particular is the one that I relate to the most, right? Because like Connie calls himself, you know, like dumb, and he makes brash decisions. He thinks more with his heart than his head, and kind of relatable, kind of my son in anime form, you know, like kind of my boy, and he, you know, well, I don't want kids, kind of my nephew in anime form, you know, like Connie's a character that I relate to. So seeing Connie like, you know, want to bring back his mom and almost go through with it, only to realize that he's kind of become everything that he shouldn't be. You know, like his mom would be ashamed of him, you know, like if she had her faculties about her, his mom would be ashamed, you know, like if she found out that Connie fed her a child in order for her to come back, she'd be mortified. She'd never forgive him. And seeing Connie come to grips with that, it hit really hard. And I'm glad that the new resolve is that he wants to be somebody that he wants to be the type of soldier his mom could be proud of. And he tells Armin, like, let's go save people, right? And it's like, hell yeah, right? Like, it's Connie and Armin are like MVPs this week, absolutely. Also, Falco finds out about Colt, just really stabbed me in the heart and twisted. Like, that made me really sad. I was really bummed about that. But also, Levi's alive. Yay. like, I knew he was alive, but, like, he's actually up and about and talking, and like I said, Erwin's my favorite character in the whole thing, but Levi's my second favorite, and somebody made a promise, right? Now, again, Zeke is another character who I love. I find Zeke so wildly entertaining. A little bit of a different situation to Flock, because Flock is a character I find wildly entertaining because of how hateable he is. I just want to kick him in his, like, little face. Whereas Zeke is a character who is wildly entertaining, and I just want to like hang out and have a pint with him and listen to him talk, right? Zeke's an interesting character. However, you killed my man, and for that, a promise was made, right? There was a promise. Erwin would march into death, Levi would kill the beast. A promise was made. And a Lannister always pays his debts. Or in this case, an Ackerman always pays his debts. A promise was made, a promise is to be kept. I don't care if Levi is missing fingers at this point. A promise was friggin' made, so a promise shall be kept. Does hurt me severely to see my boy all messed up, although the Wump in me, the Wump fan, if you don't know what Wump is, you can Google it. But the Wump fan in me is enjoying beat up Levi. Because when we first see Levi and he's like a charred corpse, that didn't do much for me. But Levi like stitched up and kind of like bandaged up. I'm like, yeah, that does it. Yep, that's an aesthetic. That's a mood. Maybe it's because, you know, I have stitches, but you know, it'd be like that when it be like that, especially when it be like that. And yeah, Levi kind of looking like a snack as per usual. Making a deal with my boy Magath, which is another character that I do find myself weirdly like, that's another character who, watching the series back again, I'm like, yo, Magath's kind of sick. Like, not sick, but like he's kind of great. You know what I mean? Like, he's a really well-written character, even though he's like horrible, you know, to the other like Eldians. Like, he's not, but he's really not, because like he really cares about the kids. You know, Magath's an interesting character, but like seeing him kind of approach him and be like, we're after the same thing here, right? And it's like, oh my god, like the Marleyans and the Scouts are making deals, like it like things are like, this is like the end times, you know? Like it literally is, like the rumblings right there, right? So like it's like everybody's just, it's like Anya Capone says, like you xenophobic like idiots, like blah blah blah. Like Anya Capone rightfully calls out the Jaegerists as being total dumbasses. And in this moment, it's like, yeah, like with the world ending outside your window, like everywhere else is over, right? So like, yeah, like it protects you, but like what does that say about everything else? That's a horrible thing to do, right? It's senseless death. Right? So like it's the last remnants of sanity on Paradis are coming together to try to stop this as like before it like leaves the island, you know? Like it's getting crazy. Like it feels like the end of the world as all these characters are uniting together and facing this sort of common enemy in the form of Eren. Like even that final shot where it's like come on, get up, Reiner. We're going to save the world. It's like, oh my god, it was cool as hell. Also, the scene where everybody is like laughing, or not everybody's laughing, but like they're like, okay, we gotta go find Annie. And then Annie's like, huh? And she's like right there. I'm like, that's mighty convenient. Right? Now, in fairness, we did see that, we did already know that Annie and Hitch were heading in that direction. The only thing that I dislike, so for me, like the convenience of that, I'm like, that's a bit of a plot convenience, but I'm gonna let it slide because it was really funny. And seeing Connie be like, she's stuffing her face like a pig, and Armin's just like, shit's a first pie she's had in 4 years, right? Like everybody's just like, everybody's screaming. Meanwhile, like Falco and Gabby are probably like, what the hell's going on? The only thing I dislike about the scene is leaving Hitch. Because I was like, I know Hitch probably isn't going to be much help, like from there on out, but like, I love Hitch. So I was like, no, let Hitch go. Let Hitch join the team. It'd be great, because, you know, if Hitch joins the team, it'd be like having Marlowe back, you know? Like, Marlowe would be proud of Hitch. I think Marlowe's already proud of Hitch, to be fair. But like, it would be great to have like Hitch along for the ride. Because Hitch and Annie had a really good back and forth. But I do like the last letter to Annie, and yeah, it's good. But I'm not gonna lie, their odds are not great, right? Like, you got a beat up ass Reiner, You got, like, the scouts are as world weary as they've ever been, and Levi is, again, looking like this, just looking like a mess. The odds are not quite in our team's favor. I do wonder what Magath and Yelena are going to talk about. And since next week seems to be a juicy episode, next week's there's going to be a lot to sink our teeth into next week, because it's like a campfire episode, so oh yes, I'm definitely excited for that. Yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts though. Outro. And there you have it, everybody. That is going to wrap it up for today's video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and of course, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and set notifications to all. Let all of AnyTube know that you are here, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and check out our Discord so that you can actually be notified when new videos go up. And of course, you'll also be notified when we're streaming over on the other website that starts with a D. On top of being the best way to get notified for new videos, it's also a good place to discuss with fellow anime fans and stuff like that. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and join us over on the Discord, link down in the description. Also linked to the description is our Patreon page, and that, along with the join button right beside the sub button, are great ways to help keep this channel afloat. You will find our Patreon page for as little as $1. You can help keep this channel running. And of course, a big thank you I have to give to our masters of masters, the true legends: Asaki VT, Elizabeth Just Elizabeth, JCran23, Jeremy P, Matt87 Eagle, Shadow Creative, Shiorans, Stephen G, Stevie W, Trapmaster, Trevor W, and Tristan G. Thank you all so much for being so freaking cool. I really love and appreciate all of you guys for your tremendous support of this channel, and if you too would like to have your name shouted out at the end of videos, once again, go check out that Patreon link in the description, or hit the join button right beside the sub button. Either way helps out a ton, and that's it for me. So, until next time, clean your room. Just trust me, a clean room is a clean mind. Maybe do some Tai Chi. Drink lots of water and brush your teeth, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.